What up, world? We need a fifth. Got the pick and roll edition going on today. P and Hill. I'm not even gonna get into it, man. March Madness.
It's been a minute, my guy. This is what we do. This is what we do, man. This is what we do. For me, it's the upsets. Like, you know, I have my bracket set. I'm gonna just make it plain and simple. I had Kentucky to win it all. So everybody should know from then and there that where I stand. But while we watch these games, it has to be for the upsets.
Yeah, March Madness in every sense of the word. Right?
And they never let us down.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the highest one they had was a 14 and a 3, which was my Kentucky Wildcats. And any upsets in your brackets that you might have?
Let's put it this way. I had Auburn going to the Sweet 16.
Okay, we'll get to them.
Thanks, Yale. I had Kentucky in the Elite 8.
Had them going all the way.
And I also had South Carolina in the Sweet 16. So thanks, Oregon.
Okay, so you had the Gators losing.
Florida.
You had them going on.
I had them going. Yeah, I had them advance. I had them losing to Marquette. What would that be tomorrow?
All right. So speaking of such, Florida. We'll start with the upsets.
Mm-hmm.
Florida being the least lowest seed to get knocked out, and we'll get to Kentucky being that they were 3. That was a 10-7 matchup. Colorado versus Florida. Any shock there?
I mean, of course, like I said, I picked Florida, so
right.
You know, it was a shock, but not a major shock because Colorado, you know, they had a decent season.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a minor shock. I'll say that it was a minor shock. Right?
That was a good game.
Yeah.
KJ Simpson's baseline jump shot, little question, was a push off. I thought I should have maybe went into overtime, if not. But you know, let that be the case. Jalen Williams' little brother, he's on that team. Yeah. He played well as well. When they play 8, what I did see that stood out was the Buffs. They shot 63% from the field, and the Gators shot 51% from the field.
So
playing 8.
Are we talking like free throw disparity here? 3-point shooting, like what?
3-point percentage. The Buffs shot 60% from the 3. Yeah, and Gators shot 44% from the 3. What you were asking, yeah, plus 11 from the line. Okay. I think that's what did that one. But even still, it was a competitive game. Clayton pulling Kugel, Florida studs. Love the way they play. Like you said, Simpson played really well. Lampkin inside. I think that inside-out presence, he was taking the paint by storm and giving them open looks. But Lampkin and De Silva, I think, is going to be a scary 2 outs for players. Again, they play Marquette.
Yeah, I feel like this tournament we're seeing inside play being valued a little bit more, being really effective because everyone, you know, shoots to 3 and everything. Right. Like, so if you do have someone who shoots to 3 and you have that, like you said, the inside presence, like that can be the difference.
He plays below the rim too. It's like, well, not so much Tractor because Tractor was able to elevate. He doesn't dunk.
Yeah. So, sometimes it's fundamentals. I mean, we'll probably get to it later, but I saw the young lady from Iowa State. We'll go to the women's basketball another time, but I think she she missed 2 shots. She might have been like 18 for 20 from the field.
Right.
Because she's just shooting layups.
Like, space eater, Lampkin. Space eater. The next game that we would go to would be, I think, the Wolfpack. Is that it? Wolfpack Raiders. That was another. Yeah, that was an 11-6 matchup.
ACC tournament champion, North Carolina State Wolfpack, right?
Shouldn't be a surprise, right?
Shout out to Raleigh, the Triangle, man.
What do you think about that game?
I think that I had NC State advancing. You know what I mean? Just pretty much off of that ACC run. You know, I just felt they were, you know, so to speak, getting hot at the right time. So Texas Tech, they've been quiet this season. I haven't really, so I'm not even gonna sit here like I know a whole bunch of Texas Tech. So that's one of the reasons I definitely went NC State.
Yeah, I wrote down a few notes. NC State was plus 9 points off the bench difference, capped by 21 from Middlebrooks. You don't need that.
No. Right.
21 points off the bench. Any disparaging thing I can think of in the game? We have 38% from three to Wolfpack against 22% from Texas Tech. They didn't shoot it. To say they didn't shoot it that well is a little bit.
22% from three, saying they didn't shoot it well is kind. It's kind.
Plus 12 in free throws.
NC
State.
Oh yeah. If you shoot a high percentage for three and you get to the line more, it's pretty much lights out.
That should do it. They'll play Oakland. We'll get to them eventually. I'm still struggling with that. Next would be Gamecocks.
Another team I had in the Sweet 16.
Okay.
They played well all season, 26-7. Maybe we'll get to that game that's on everybody's mind. Maybe I overrated the SEC a bit. You know what I mean?
You had a bad showing.
Yes.
Who do you have? We got Florida. Kentucky.
South Carolina.
Tennessee?
Not Tennessee, I'm sorry. Auburn.
Yeah.
So, not a good showing for the SEC this year.
Michi showed up.
Yeah.
24 points. Got 24 out of Michi. And Talon Cooper, he showed up. The big thing in there was Jermaine Couisnard. He used to play for South Carolina. He gave him 40.
Yeah, the revenge game.
Yeah.
The revenge game. It's funny. Like a lot of answers said, well, the coaches might have the advantage because they were wrong.
They were big time.
They were wrong.
Big time wrong.
I think it adds to it. And again, besides the upset, the storylines, right? Like,
right.
I don't want to go conspiracy theory, but I just think that adds to the story, especially in the first round. You got a player going against his old team. He showed out. The young man showed out, and Oregon advances.
It's not like he knew the nuances of South Carolina. It was like you said, it was a revenge game. It just felt like, I'm here to show you what you guys are missing from me, and it was
right. But it works both ways. I think probably the better team won because you can say the same with the coach. The coach just want to say, you shouldn't have left. So they both had motivation. As they, 40 points. Unbeknownst to me, the better team won. I'll say that because I did not have Oregon.
And shot 60% from the field, the Ducks. Oof.
Yeah. I don't know if this is hot, having a hot hand, jitters. I don't know because it seems like a lot of teams were just on fire in the first round. Right?
Yeah, but jitters for what, the favorite? Is that what we're getting right here? Because I understand it, you understand that, but you understand why I'm asking that because this is what you do. Like even if it's the biggest stage. Yeah,
this is why I love the tournament. That's why I love any tournament, like in any sport. I just feel like now we're going to. It shows me separation, right? Like okay, you say why do people crack under? I don't know why people crack under the pressure, but they do, and now you're gonna see who does and who doesn't. You know what I mean? So I love it, but yeah.
I think he gave his whole squad 40 though. Talk about not cracking. He's that comfortable.
Yeah, and that may be an advantage. He's comfortable with it. Like I'm not nervous. I played against these guys for like a year in practice. What I got to be nervous about? I'm here to show out. So.
Yeah, that was. I'm struggling over here. My brackets are totally disgusting. And hopefully that. You don't remember offhand. You remember why I had Kentucky playing in the final game? I want to say Connecticut.
Check the group chat. I know we got it in here. Yeah, Kentucky over UConn.
Let's go UConn. Let's get there. The next we had 11 and a 4. That's BYU versus the Dukes, and not Duke, of course, but the Duquesne Dukes. Upset there. I mean, listen. I went for chalk here. I can't say that I know the Duquesne Dukes. So I chose BYU. The glaring point of that game, I think, was Jackson Robinson. He scored 25 off the bench, and he barely, by 1 point, outscored the starters. So he gave you 20, 25, and the starters gave you 26. That's a problem.
Yeah. When one guy equals 5, you might have an issue.
Off the bench.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And then Duquesne, Dade Grant gave you 19, and Jacob Nikas. I was watching that game inside of it a little bit, but they were outscored 39-26 off the bench. So, like I said, if Jackson gave you 25, you got 1 more point off the bench. Starters, ended up giving you 26. And that one, just chalk it up, I guess, to BYU just not good enough. I mean, I don't.
Wow, 6'11" though, but yeah.
Where was the ranking there? I mean, like.
Yeah, I think that is true. Some of these, it's so much balance in college basketball. 6'11", that disparity isn't what it was 10 years ago.
Right, it seems like you got a lot of big conference bias that you're slighting these guys into, and then like, you know what I mean, like the GCUs are getting over. They had to get them like the GCUs, not so much Nevada, but let me think of some other ones that's in.
So I want to say the only separations between the blue bloods, but again, we'll get to it.
Right,
it's not even separation there.
Right,
you know what I mean? So. There's a lot of factors into it. I think, the G League, the rise of international basketball, there's a lot of things in it where, it's hard to stack a team, basically. You know what I mean? Like, there's guys in the G League that would have been maybe on some of these blue blood teams, and it might have been different. But I think the talent is so close now. Like you said, the rankings, they don't mean much at this point.
Yeah, no, and I like that as much. And I like a talent going to James Madison or going to a Yale if you have the grades, and just saying like, listen, this is what I want to do for my lifestyle, going to an Ivy League school, and still I can ball and still being able to be looked at, because Ivy League schools, even those guys, they were pretty much, if you win the conference, you were in.
Yeah.
I mean, now you can see it, an Ivy League team, people going out and having great talent, saying like some of them can get at large bid depending on how they're playing it. So I think you said because of the talents being spread out so equally, it's good to see. Our next game was who we did Duquesne, Wisconsin, James Madison. Speaking of James Madison, going down there in Virginia, Badgerland, Badgers.
That was a tough loss for Wisconsin, though. That was tough. Again, the Big Ten hasn't done too poorly, but yeah, I had them losing to Duke in the next round anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, I had them over James Madison. Just to be clear, I have like a big conference bias. I've usually picked the big conference over the little guy.
I think a lot of people do, to be fair.
And that's just like say a Gonzaga or San Diego State or something like that. And they just didn't get it done.
19 turnovers in the game for the Badgers.
Oh, look, James Madison 31-3 this year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so
and Wisconsin 22-13. So really, where's the upset?
It shouldn't be, but it's like you said, it's big conference bias. Like we're saying, like 19 turnovers, so it's making them turn over ball. The defense and the offense. I mean, they never trailed in a game. So Edwards, Wooden, Bickerstaff, the bigs, they were going nuts. Xavier Brown at the point, like
I caught the tail end, and this was like I kind of like turned my head, like I kept hearing Bickerstaff. Like, oh, is that okay? You know what I mean? Like,
and I think I chose Wisconsin because they beat Purdue. So I was saying, like,
right.
There's a good chance Purdue might win it all. So I just told myself, like, that should be enough for me, but apparently not. So 14 steals as well, too. So I guess that led to those 19 turnovers. That helped. Clyde Smith is a good player for Wisconsin. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
And Hepburn. I have a future.
Yeah. It's just, like I said, it's just not a talent. The talent gap is just. I mean, it's not even to say it's not that wide anymore. I don't think it's there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there is a talent gap.
Yeah.
The majority of these teams.
But we only have 2 eyes, so being able to watch a James Madison.
Right.
Like I'm trying to come up mainly to
the big conference. Right. You possibly saw Wisconsin over Purdue.
Right.
James Madison won 31 games.
Three.
How many of those did you see?
I didn't see it.
So
I
yeah.
didn't see it.
So me neither, of course. So yeah, I get it.
We'll do next another 12-5. Let's go to Arizona, GCU, the Antelopes versus St. Mary's.
Wow. Same. Press rewind for like 5 minutes to go back. Same thing. St. Mary's, I believe they beat Gonzaga to win their conference tournament. Okay. Grand Canyon, never heard of it.
Why would you? I see a lot of. To be fair to GCU, I see a lot of your advertisement for online studies. I will give you that. Who would have known that your basketball program is this elite? I thought it was just strictly an online university.
Right. The fact that they even have a team is kind of shocked me.
Yes. Shout out to Arizona.
Yeah.
They played exceptional. Harrison, I think it was all conference for them.
Mm-hmm.
They look like Florida State from way back when they had Scotty Barnes and other players. This bigs that are just super athletic.
Just wingmen that could go over.
They made St. Mary's look slow. I mean, tremendously slow. I was happy to see Augustus Marshallonis. We talked about that off the air. That's Sharonis Marshallonis' son. GCU standouts, 9 blocks. When I tell you athletic in the game, St. Mary's had 1 block. So they were just jumping everywhere. Antelopes were jumping all over the court. Whoever's 6'7", 6'9" to 6, I believe 6'5" is their shortest guy. Top to bottom, they handled Rob.
Wow.
So it made it tough matching up for St. Mary's. So that was pretty much the game. So 38% they shot from the field. They barely got good looks, and they're mainly a disciplined team with St. Mary's. So it gives you the idea how that goes. GCU next up is Alabama, so we'll see how the athleticism plays against Alabama. It seems like we're going through this quickly because we want to get to that debacle that we call the Kentucky Wildcats. Are they next? No, we have one more. We have the Auburn Tigers, speaking of the SEC, and the Yale Bulldogs. That was I believe that was a 4-13.
4-13. I had Bruce Pearl and the Auburn Tigers going to the Sweet 16. And it's weird because that's how he, cut his teeth. He was from a mid-major school, caused some upset.
Right.
He has a major job. So, shout out to Yale. I think the coach has been there for 24 years.
James Jones.
Yeah. So, it's one of those things. Like he has to program. He knows who to recruit. He knows what plays he wants for his system, and they showed improve against Auburn. Definitely against the SEC team. So.
Yeah, and I saw one of my rare times I watched the big network. James Jones was talking about his win over Brown. They were down 6 points with 26 seconds left, ended up winning that game. Shows you how disciplined they are. And no, it's not because of the Ivy League smarts, because they're an Ivy League. Everyone that is smart, not to knock anyone over. But John Calipari, I believe is his name, right? That was his name. Averages 13 points regular season, gave you 28. Talk about stepping up in these big games.
Right.
I mean, so he became a household name along with another person that we'll get to. Again, we keep going back to Kentucky, but John Calipari, he stood out as the second player of the first 2 nights. 6 for 9 from 3, 10 for 15 for the game. He came through on that one. Yeah, no.
Efficient.
Big time. And Johnny Broome helped him out, 24 and 13. Auburn, I'm trying to see some good 11 plus points on the bench. That they were better than the Bulldogs. Out-rebounded the Bulldogs, which you would think would be the case. They shot 50% from the field, Auburn.
Okay.
And 35 from 3, which is not great.
Yes, college, I guess that would be average, right?
Right.
Maybe.
Here's the kicker. The Bulldogs got 9 more free throws.
Yeah. I mean, to me, most of the time, that's a sign that you're taking the fight to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So maybe to me, when I see that, I just feel like that means that the other team was more aggressive.
Yeah. Matt knowingly, point guard, poised him to that win. John, though. 6'6", pull a doctor. I'm trying to think who he remind me of Southpaw.
Maybe, maybe I'm not using my imagination, but the dude from Golden State, was it Prodinsky?
Could be.
Right?
He could be.
Kind of like
that could be. That could be. But taller, right?
Yeah.
Taller. But just like that, though. Eddie, that's who exactly it reminded me of.
Plays the angles. Not fast, but quick. Knows how to get to a spot. Use the angles.
Yeah, that's exactly what it reminded me of. 13 points. 28. It's time to step up. He did. +4 in steals. 3 less turnovers. I guess when it gets tight and during these, when the big lights are on, you're right. These small schools have nothing to lose. It plays to their advantage.
Right. It's you know, and it's you go team by team, play by play. But I just feel like, a minute left, tight game. If you're the highest seed, you may get nervous. The lowest seed, you go caution to the wind. What are we gonna do? Lose? Everybody, the whole country, we're gonna lose anyway. So, and then some of it may be coaching. Like I said, the Yale coach has been there for 20+ years, right. So he has a system in place. He knows what type of players. So there's no pressure. It's almost muscle. Sometimes it's just muscle memory at a point. So the pressure doesn't really get to you. But of course, we only say that because they won.
Right. So and that's exactly what I was going to get to too. We talk about athleticism. We're talking about a 4 and a 13. I'll give you cerebral only because we're dealing with Ivy League schools, but. I mean, these players are smart too, but they're just better. I thought better with athleticism should equal win. Does that fall on coaching?
I think so sometimes. I think there's times where good coaching with lesser talent go win. And when I say less talent, I'm talking about just physically. And like I said, now there is no disparity, so really it might just come down to coaching at this point, because you don't have, especially Auburn, they never really got blue chip players, ever, really. You know what I mean? Once in a while you would get a pretty good one, but yeah, Auburn is far from a blue blood.
So coaching does play a part in this, which you feel?
I believe so, and not even as X's and O's necessarily in game decisions, but preparation. Like those last 2 minutes, if your team is prepared.
Yeah, I think if all these upsets that we have here, I think if these teams play once again, not only would they win, they would blow each one of them out. The favorite, I think they would blow them out.
So there's no Cinderella. The better team is one.
No, I feel like the favorite would win 9 more times out of 10.
Wow.
I don't think it would be close.
And that's possible, and that's March Madness. No, you're right, but that's the whole thing. Like the majority, if you look at the largest upsets in NCAA history,
right?
It was a 7-game series. It would have been an upset,
right?
But that's why we watch. Like you said, as you let off with that, that's why we watch.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be good for one game. If you're a highest, you don't have to be bad for one game to get sent home. So.
And this is why people prefer to watch the tournament over the NBA. Not the NBA finals, but over the NBA.
It's a quick fix.
Right.
It's just one game, and I'm on to the next.
And I enjoy it too. I'm not going to try to knock it. And it's just a little upsetting to get to the point where we are now with Kentucky that haven't won it at all. Somebody's pockets might hurt too as well. I won't say. But let's get to the elephant in the room. Number 3 Kentucky versus number 14 Oakland. If you had this, then you're just a savant in college basketball. I understand that Wichita's always been shaky, Calipari in these situations, but I'll let you go like that.
It's crazy to be honest. I had Kentucky comfortably in the Elite Eight because I feel they ducked Duke and Houston, who would have to play to get to that point.
Right, okay.
So I felt like out of probably pretty much all my Elite Eight teams, most ones I was like, okay, yeah, I felt pretty good about it, and they lost. I know they're amateurs, they're not pros. I want to kill them, but Shepard he just didn't have. I think he's a good player. I watched Kentucky a couple times during the regular season, but he just had probably the worst game of his college career at the worst time.
What do you be 3?
Yeah. Yeah, that was late.
Late, I mean, really late.
That was late.
I mean, he was looking shaky.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like he didn't want the ball, and when he had the ball, he was airing it to the second row.
Right.
Like a totally different play. You looked in his eyes, he was like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah, he did that glassy eye.
What is that?
What? I don't know. He may not know. Like, against Oakland? Like, it's not like, what?
I don't know.
Like, it's not like you're going against, and I don't think you should be scared or nervous either way, but it's not like you're going against Duke or, UNC and UConn. It's Oakland. No disrespect to Oakland, but, Kentucky have probably, out of all the Blue Bloods, have like the richest history sans UCLA maybe. So, like, it should be the other way around. Like, their players should feel intimidated, not you.
He's a bench player. He's a really good bench player.
Yeah, he's like
immediate starter, pretty much. Like
it's Kentucky, so
right.
it's so different.
Right.
Like a bench player at Kentucky could be a lottery pick. You know what I mean? As we've seen throughout the years.
Yeah.
So
I know you're somewhere around there, Devin Booker.
And this, I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna go coaching.
You have to.
Because out of all the, I think there is a talent difference here. Mm-hmm. Kentucky has more talent than Oakland.
Than a lot of schools.
Right, than most of the schools.
Right, absolutely.
Like, they're probably top 5 talent-wise.
Absolutely.
So, I gotta put this on Coach Cal. I love him as a recruiter. I love him as a high school player evaluator. I like Coach Cal. I really do. But this falls on him. Sounds you got a lot to go on.
This is my pick. I'm gonna give Oakland their flowers first. First of all, it's good to know that they're from Michigan. Right. For one. Right. I'll say that. Just found that out. Jack Gohlke.
That's the story. I think that's the story tonight. The story of the tourney, possibly, so far.
10 threes. Shepard gives you 3. Shepard's sticking Gohlke and he gives you 10 threes. Maybe 32 points for the game. So surely I don't think he can do anything but shoot threes. That's what I'm getting from this. 24-year-old, 6-year senior. So he has the experience, I guess we can take from it playing against these kids. This is straight anger that I'm using now. He's 24-year-old, 6-year senior. I'm a little smitten by what he did. I'll let that go. Some people just hold, for now. It's gross. He played against kids. He lit kids up. If you're playing in your local YMCA, I'm fine with that. 24 playing and playing with these kids, it's just an issue. That's old for your rookie classes in NBA. But to stop, we need a fifth from getting some type of ageism type suit here. I'll go on and say Oakland played well. Townsend, I had an issue with. For some reason, this guy is. You have close to 3 6'11" players down there. Yeah. And once he gets the ball at the top of the key, he's finding himself under the basket. Karl Malone meets Zebo. Yeah. It was frustrating to see him get that deep. Pump fake, they jump on his back, they flip over him. He's gonna head fake you, you're taller than him. Mm-hmm. Elbow jump shot he was hitting. He's kicking it out to Gohlke. He's kicking it out to Cole. He's finding players. Why are they converging 3 people on this guy? They're taller than him.
Yeah, and again, Coach Cal, this goes to coaching for me. Like you said, when he pump fakes, they keep jumping. To me, at a certain level, maybe NBA, okay, but at the college level, I think that's coaching.
Right.
Like, you're 6'11", hands up.
That's it.
Use your height. And you have 3 guys that can do that.
3 guys that can do it.
So again, to me, that's just coaching. You can blame the players a little bit, but I feel like if they were coached to stay on their feet, they would have stayed on their feet and not jump for every head fake.
Cal's a vessel. That's what we're going to consider. Just Cal, like, he's a vessel for knowing great talent. Yeah. Excellent. The best in the league. Yeah, knowing great talent. Setting them up for the right positions when they're playing the regular season. Mm-hmm. And just totally just kicking the can when it comes to the tournament. This is the last 9 years, no Final Fours, no championships.
It's tough. Like, I want to give him credit, but I want to, be fair. Like, he's a great talent value, high school player talent value, probably the best out of all coaches. But on top of that, he gets them. That's a whole nother thing. He's a great recruiter also.
That is something to that.
Right. So that's just I don't think anyone would even argue that. So if you look at his lack of success in some people's eyes, I gotta go coaching. I gotta go X's and O's or preparation, whatever you want to call it. And it's not even so much like, okay, he hasn't won X amount of championships. It's these early exits and who's he losing to. Mm-hmm. Frankly, again, sorry Oakland, congratulations, but less talented teams.
I said 9. I meant 7 years. Last 7 years, he's hasn't gone to a Final Four and hasn't gone to. Immediate success in his first 5 years. I get that. Mm-hmm. 4 Final Fours, 1 championship, fine.
Depends if you take away the UMass, but okay.
Yeah. Never happened. Pay the bills for a quick second. Everybody, we need a fifth. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, all your social media networks. Mm-hmm. And also, you want to send us some information, check us out at weneedafifth@gmail.com.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm going to stay on Cal. I got to stay on Cal. I thought he had a terrible game.
Yeah, and
18 points from the bench. Oakland's bench gives you 40 points off the bench. These kids weren't ready. They're not good enough. I know that's not the case. They're more talented. I know Oakland screams and the camera, this wasn't an upset. We don't feel like it was an upset.
Yeah, definitely was an upset. It's weird to me. Okay, at this point, Coach Calipari pretty much has a reputation for not being an X and O guy.
Right.
But wouldn't you think he would bring in an assistant that is? Right? Like, it's kind of like a player. Can't you get better at X and O's? Like, that's not your strength, but can't you get better at it?
I don't.
Or bring somebody in, an assistant that is good at it?
I watched him in pre-games, regular season, and even in the tournament, he has fun with these kids, and I don't see the coaching anymore. Like I said, I coined the phrase vessel because I fall short of saying that he doesn't care. That's not fair, because he's less interested, it feels like, in coaching anymore. And not in a point where it's just so humble. It's just, I don't think I have to respect the craft anymore. I'm coaching. And I think that game is going to be possibly his last game at Kentucky for that.
Okay.
I felt like he was untouchable. And he should.
Right.
Because of the talent that he's driven through that place. But at some point, your boosters who dye that blue grass will say, we need to show more than just, playing the Coffins is have you sit here and just deliver us trash each year. This is going into the 8th year, he's giving them nothing.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like a lot of boosters probably do feel like that because Cal thinks a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Where most coaches is like, I need to get to the Final Four, the 8, win a championship to keep people happy. He made a comment, I forgot what draft it was. I think it might have been 2010. I think they might have had 4 or 5 first-round picks. And he made a statement, I'm paraphrasing, like this is the greatest moment in Kentucky basketball history. And that upset a lot of people. And, of course, they're like, this has nothing to do with us.
Right.
But he's thinking long term, I could recruit anyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could go to anybody's home and tell their parents, look, I just put 5 guys in the first round. Come to me, you do the same. And so so we would say it's almost like a disconnect or a different vision from the boosters in the Kentucky community than Cal.
Right.
To him, getting these great players is almost, like you said, almost as important as making the Final Four.
And to Cal's credit, Cal has been creating generational wealth since he's gotten there.
Yeah.
How much of that plays in the point, and piggybacking off what you said, to wins and losses? Your diehards are saying, I don't care about generational wealth. I care about winning.
Right.
I want to get back to winning. And
right.
Cal is creating superstars on the next level. How do I knock that? Well, we have a job to do here and talk about sports. He's not winning. He's doing a bad job.
Right. Yeah, and I think we're being fair where we're saying he's a great recruiter. He's a
Absolutely.
great talent evaluator. That's not even a conversation in my eyes. But like you said, he's come up short. He just has. And I think of programs like, say, like a UNC or Duke, who, you know, they recruit McDonald's high school Americans, get them to the NBA, but they win more. You know what I mean? So I think maybe, I don't know exactly what's the answer for him, but I think he needs to lead more into that North Carolina, Duke, Kansas type of thing, where you still get your players. And honestly, now that we're talking about it, I think it might just be X's and O's. I think these coaches at Duke, UNC, and Kansas are just better coaches. Not better recruiters, not better guys to run your program, just better coaches.
You asked me 3 days ago, who's coaching Duke? I probably still would have probably told you Shire. Mm-hmm. But a couple drinks in, I might have to tell you Coach K. Right. You asked me who's coaching North Carolina. Is Williams still there? Right. But it's Hubert. Right. I know this. Off top, I know it's Cal. Mm-hmm. That's that cachet he has. Right. Coaching, no. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they care.
It's so interesting because this may be one of the rare instances. You know, Coach K, maybe Roy Williams. I would say Roy Williams like Kansas, Dean Smith.
Maybe. Dean Smith, definitely.
You might be bigger than your program.
Absolutely.
And that's the leverage he has, where at the end of the day, if they let him go, we'll have a job tomorrow.
Not only that, wherever he's going, they're going.
Right. You know, yeah, exactly.
Who could you bring that out back? Probably no one.
Yeah, that's a good question.
You're guaranteeing me financial stability for the rest of my life.
Yeah. If I have a son, I'm sending him to Kentucky.
Who can replace him? No one. So that's the only reason. I mean, they're probably asking for it. He's probably going to go nowhere. But how long can you put up with this?
I think you might have to
get a great
stomach in this get an assistant, a good X&O assistant. I don't know why I'm stuck on the assistant coach, because in a way, let's just say I'm running Kentucky, right? I'm the dean of academic sports, whatever. I don't know if I want to let Cal go because I know I'm getting the best players. I know for a fact every year I have a chance to get the best players in the country.
Right.
If I let him go, how is that?
Who's assistants? That's probably what it is. Bobby Tournament. What are we talking about? Coach K's coach. Bobby Tournament. Mm-hmm. Shire. Mm-hmm. Whichcomb's over there now. He's in there. He's in the tournament right now as we're speaking. Capel made it. Mm-hmm. Whichcomb made it. Amica made it. Harvard, right? Whichcomb is, like I said, Bob Hurley.
And maybe there may be something to it where these guys are these guys are relatively young, but does Coach Cal's assistants leave and get jobs like that? So that's what I'm saying. I think it's this. And I'm telling you, I know Coach Cal's not a good X&O coach. I don't want to just shift the blame to his assistants. It's him, but at this point, it seems like he's not going to get better at X&O. So he needs to get better assistants. Sorry, assistants at Kentucky, but y'all need to get into the film room and.
So he needs sex winners.
Yeah. Although it didn't work out at Memphis, sorry, but what's my man? She's practice.
Oh, Rashid?
No. Oh, yeah, it didn't work. He was there. The coach.
Brown.
Yeah.
Larry Brown.
I think someone like that would be perfect.
Absolutely.
Again, it didn't work out that well at Memphis, but I think they had other issues.
But he's a good X&O coach, and I think that's what we're missing over there. But to put, all right, coaches, I don't think he had a good game plan, because I thought later in the second half when he got towards playing his three bigs, they were excellent interior passing. They brought them back. They actually took the lead. Why wasn't that established earlier? And not to take anything from Edwards and Antonio Reeves, who balled out. Mm-hmm. Kawan Wagner was a no-show. Was Dillian and Shepard. Yeah. Those three just totally disappeared.
Who were two of the top recruits? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's a lot of blame to go around. Now,
we're killing Cal.
Yeah,
but they got to play.
Cal. Right. Now, it's kind of like the chicken or the egg now. You could go either way. Was it stage fright?
Which it looked like on Shepherd.
Or was it just like lack, it was a coaching and lack of preparation? I don't know how you could,
lack of preparation for defensive schemes, which I'm sure saw with these guys, all Americans, right. The best of the best on UK. I'm gonna say they choked because of the lights were on them. Mm-hmm. Shep looked like a deer in headlights, like he didn't want to even be out there. He was scared to touch the ball. It was like I'll potato. Right. Reeves super. I'm leaving Reeves out of this.
Yeah, Reeves played well. Reeves he played like he played all season. That's all you could really ask for, right? You would like to even go up and above, but he didn't play any different than we saw him play all season.
Speaking of playing different, Wags averages 10, gave you 0.
And again, whose fault is that? I think that's the question. Whose fault is that?
Dills? What's up with Dills?
Yeah, again, it's these high-level recruits. Well, 3 of his high-level recruits just didn't show up. That's a fact. I don't think that can be argued. The reason can be argued, but the fact that they didn't show up can't be argued.
Trey Mitchell and Igwanwe took over the paint late. Mm-hmm. They should have established. That's why I get on Cal. You're taller. You're bigger. Yeah. And let me see. What I get here? I got 7 appearances, 7 last appearances, no Final Fours, no finals. 53-50, I think a turning point. Justin Edwards, give me the layup. I think I tried to dunk, got blocked by the rim.
Yeah, that was tough.
When you're tight, each possession is big.
I felt bad for the kid. That was tough. I felt bad. I'm pretty cold-hearted when it comes to basketball. I felt bad for the kid. Like you can see the bench, like the coaches was like
every.
Because you know what? He's a kid, but that was tough. Yeah.
Oh, every point you need it, yeah. And listen. I mean, I don't know what more can I say. Trey Townsend. I'm looking. Who does Oakland have next? Who do they play next? Who do they?
Wolfpack. NC State. One of them going to the Sweet 16. One of them are going to the Sweet 16. I would go NC State, but then again, I went Kentucky. So what do I know?
Ah, boy. Well, Shep's coming back. He's not going into the draft, correct? There's no way he can leave him out. Really?
No. Because Dillingham, I think that Dillingham actually rated higher than Reeves lately. Now, that shows you about the talent failures in the NBA. I think all the freshmen need to go back. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I like Edwards. Yeah. To me, it's a little touch above R.J. Barrett.
Yeah. I mean, they all are eventually will be NBA players.
Yeah, no,
right. But I think Shepherd clearly needs to work on something.
Wags might need to come back, right?
Yeah, I think so. Shout out to the whole family.
Definitely.
New Jersey high school basketball legends. Shout out to them.
3 generations.
But it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, you're not going to the NBA after your freshman year. Okay, go back to Kentucky, work on your game, get better.
Yeah, I mean, you're not down the first round. I think you should go back.
Yeah.
Unless you know a little bit more than me.
But this is a weak draft too. We gotta so you want to say you might be better off going now than the next year. Who knows?
Any other games outside of those upsets that stood out to you?
Purdue.
Okay.
Purdue. It's like a big deal, but yeah, it is a big deal. They got out the first round this year.
Yeah, it's important.
And Zach Edey, the presumptive National Player of the Year, 2 times for the second time, had a monster game. I think he's putting up numbers we haven't seen since like Luau Sindel and Hayes or whatever.
Dominant.
I know people want to look forward to his NBA career, but He'll stay in the moment. I think clearly the best player in college basketball. And I got them going to the Sweet 16. So yeah, Zaki definitely. Well, I'll just change it. Just Zaki Purdue, very impressive performance in the first round.
For me, 8-9. It was Nebraska, Texas A&M, Kusai Tominaga. I was yelling, he's the next Steph Curry. No. No, he's not. A very exciting player, though. I'll give you that, though. But they got mollywopped by Texas A&M.
Yeah. I can't recall the young man's name, too, man. I like that point guard. He was there last year, so the Texas A&M. I can't remember his name right now. Lefty. But yeah, very good, really good player, man. So yeah, I had A&M because of him.
Smart man.
Because I saw him play last year, so it's one of those things. He has experience. So to your point, when you go, you actually can come back and get better.
I don't know, Tree Trafford, if not Wade Taylor.
Wade Taylor,
yes,
right? Wade Taylor. I seen him play against Alabama last year, a couple other teams.
Three-guard offense.
Yeah. Some dudes he could ball. I don't know what his NBA is going to be and all that, but he can play. He can ball.
Saturday, so we're going into who's going to make the Sweet 16 for this one?
Today, right? Yeah, today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
You punch your ticket, Sweet 16.
If we had time, I guess we would touch on the ladies. Any big games that are playing today that we?
Yeah, the ladies. Connecticut.
Okay.
Quick work. Who else? Notre Dame, last I saw, they're handling their business. Iowa, they were up. It was up 18 at the time of this recording, right before we got popped on here. And USC plays pretty much after that Iowa game. And of course, LSU, South Carolina, and Stanford all advanced yesterday. So
yeah, USC win it all. So I don't need these first round knockouts.
I got South Carolina beat USC in the final.
That works. Hey, just get there for me. The men's I'm shot.
Yeah,
Females is what time's the USC game?
USC, I think like 4. I'm gonna say 4 o'clock.
Or is that tomorrow? Or today?
Not today.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so look for us to go live for some of these games too, man, during the tournament. But yeah, big fan of Juju. Yeah, that Sweet 16 Elite 8 is gonna be crazy because I got her in USC and UConn battling out to get to the Final Four. You got Iowa and LSU possibly have to battle out to get to the Final Four. You got South Carolina and Notre Dame possibly
doing that again.
battling out to go to South Carolina. Texas Stanford probably battling out. I know you're big on Texas.
Absolutely.
So if the Elite 8 basically goes chalk,
murder is real.
You're gonna earn that. Whoever gets to the Final Four earned it. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Once again, subscribe, like, comment, share. We need a fifth. TikTok, YouTube, all social media sites, Instagram. Also, we need a fifth at gmail.com. So on the radar, P.
On the radar for me, shutting down G League 19.
Oh yeah.
Shutting down. So that's going to be interesting.
Why? Just them?
Yeah, I believe the G League is intact,
okay.
but I believe that team. So I guess maybe that talent will be spread out through people's farm league teams. I guess. So I see like that team is really for like the top prospects that want to go to college, right? So it's going to be interesting. I think men's college basketball next year is going to be very interesting, and I think it's like a reaction to Cooper Flag, Ace, the dude that's going to Rutgers. They chose college, so I think college somehow, some way, probably because of NIL, are getting the best players.
That's good, which is good. And
I think that's leaving G League Unite kind of like out in the cold.
Which gave me Jalen Green and Kuminga.
Right. So I'll be honest, I don't really watch them like that, but it's interesting to see how the men's tournament will be this time next year as far as that talent that probably instead of going to the G League might be going to college. So
Mm-hmm.
the talent gap might widen this time next year. So, but that's on my radar.
For me, it's a Calipari watch. I want to know where they stand at UK. Is it enough for him to stay with whoever's asking for what side? You know what I mean? I can see him leaving, being pushed out.
Oh, pushed out. Yeah.
Pushed out. I don't know. Not walking away from him. I can see him being pushed out. But for who is the reason why I can see him staying.
Right.
So that to me is the intrigue. That's what's on my radar. I've been waiting.
Right.
Any timeline, any drop, any word from him. I mean, he spoke the post presser. But it interests me a lot. I thought it was a horrible loss. I think it's one, if not his worst loss ever.
No, I agree. It was a horrible loss. I didn't even think about him not returning, but I feel like it would have to be, I don't know, maybe like a coach from a small school that makes it to the Final Four.
The person I could think was I don't know who you can replace him with that.
I mean, say what you want about Crowd, that's gonna be a tough act.
Correct. Whenever he leaves. I always thought, and I still do think it's on him until this loss. That's it. That's the only thing. This was bad, and we're fed up, and they were able to look through him. I see as a coach, as a through. It's bad X and O game. That's us for We Need a Fifth. Knock this one out off the quick hits. Mo, we miss you.
Right.
To all our We Need a Fifth fans, hit us up, call us. You want to get on the show? Let us know. We're here for you. And for us, that's a wrap.
As always.
Peace.